Hey guys, this is Starshaped here, bringing you my very first YouTube exclusive commentary or replay cast, which is going to be a game between myself and Lawliet, the Korean Idol player, from about 2 years ago. This was played, I wrote it down here, 16th of August 2014. This was for the Zodiac Legends Cup, which was, I think it was an invitational, like 16 players, best of 3 each round. And I think this was my first round I played against Lawliet. This is game 1 of a best of 3. And this game in particular, I guess turn it on so it's not too boring, nothing happening while I'm talking. This game in particular got a lot of attention back in the day for being very exciting and a very strange game. If you search on YouTube, there are a lot of casts of this game, and a lot of replay downloads and all of that type of stuff. And for good reason. It's a very exciting game, it's a very strange game, very unique in Idle Mirror. But I realized, as I watched these kind of commentaries on this game, that a lot of things are missed by casters, simply because they don't have the player perspective. So I thought I'd give that today. Try to give my thoughts on the game, my thought processes, and probably some of Lawliet's as well, to hopefully clear up kind of a few misconceptions about this game and just explaining it in general, the different choices that are being made and why. So I'll pause the game right here and just start by saying that I've played, like before this game was played, I had played several times against Lawliet in the past in cups, like best of 1s, best of 3s, clan wars, whatever. I've lost pretty much every time. Like, I have a very low win rate against Lawliet. He's one of the best Nidals against mass hunts I've found. He's just very smart and very patient against mass hunters. He has a lot of builds against them. I've almost never won against him in the past with mass hunts. And it also got to a point where I played him so many times that he started to kind of go warden against me. And if there are any priestess players out there, if there are any players who like to go priest of the moon a lot, you will know the pain of going priest of the moon against warden. It's very, I would say, almost cheesy to go warden in Idle Mirror, just to counter kind of this priest of the moon, because if your opponent isn't going priestess of the moon, you're probably going to lose the game. But if your opponent does go priest of the moon, you've probably lost the game, or probably won the game with warden. So it got to the point where he would go warden against me because he was so confident that I would go priest of the moon, and you know I did, so I'd lose. So this is kind of like going into this game. We do see a warden up here for Lawliet. We see the warden, and we also crucially see this ancient war creeping by the orange expansion, which today is very standard, but back in 2 years ago, this was fairly greedy. Like, this wasn't done a lot. It was more of a greedy kind of hope I don't get scouted thing. But Lawliet's doing it, and he's doing it very safely because he's expecting a level 1 priestess to show up. He's expecting a huntress build, so there's not going to be any early archers or anything to pressure him. He feels very comfortable doing this. But meanwhile, I'm not going priest of the moon. I'm going keeper of the grove. And the reason I'm going to keep the grove is because I know he's probably going warden. This is game 1. It's Terenas Stand. He's probably very confident against me. He's probably not at all scared. He usually beats me. He's very comfortable with my style. So I decided, no, I'm not gonna play into his hands. I'm going to switch it up for the first game. It's kind of a mental game, I guess, to do something entirely different for game 1 to make him uncomfortable, and not make him want to blind counter me in the way he's trying to do here. So I'm just setting up my Keep of the Grove. I'll be kind of flexible with the timer here, or the speed of the replay. I'll go up and down as I feel is necessary. So I did actually dispel the lightning shield on the archer, but he's a good player. He gets it recast, helps speed up the creeping. I do entangle one wisp, kill another. Lucky tome experience, but a very bad item. So 50-50, I would say, as far as item luck goes. I do steal one of the small creeps there, which is always nice. But yeah, and also I did build a moonwall to avoid losing yet another wisp. And at this point, if I just pause the game from Lawliet's perspective, he's probably scared of hunts, right? And that's what anyone who casted this game probably said, like, okay, keeper's kind of strange, but I guess he's just gonna mass hunts like he always does. Doesn't matter if it's a keeper or a priestess. So that's probably what Lawliet's thinking as well. Okay, it's going to be keeper hunts. That's also a valid strategy in Night Elf Mirror. So he's getting the Moon Wall, he's getting a shop before attacking. He wants to be absolutely sure that he has enough Clarity Potions to deal with my Keeper of the Grove and any Huntresses that will show up before he's ready to deal with them, with his army. And this is great for me. I'm being chased back here, but I've already accomplished what I want, because look at this, I'm already starting my tech. Lawliet has 100 wood, he's not teching, I've already started my tech. So I'm not massing Huntresses. I never intended to mass Huntresses, I'm doing a Huntress tech. And a very quick one at that. So the whole purpose of this Keep of the Grove here is just to kind of pick off wisps, delay Lawliet's tech as much as possible, and just be annoying. I know I have mana, I know I have a lot of entangles to spend. He's doing a good job of hiding his wisps though, he's keeping them all up here. He's blocking me off with his archers and his warden. Playing very well, but I've already got those 2-3 wisps killed early on. And the time he needed to spend repairing his Ancient War, all that stuff. He's just now starting his tech. So he's far ahead in experience, obviously, and he's doing a pretty neat chop creeping here as well. So he's going to be level 3, he's going to be far ahead experience-wise, but I don't really care. Pick off his scout list as well, which is quite crucial. So he knows I'm teching at least, but at this point, but he does not know exactly what my plan is. And if you're playing against someone who's always just massed hunt against you in the past, and all of a sudden you're seeing Keeper of the Grove and attack, you're probably going to be a bit on edge and kind of wondering what's going on, what's he going to go for. But he does have level 3 Warden now, and that kind of shuts down everything. Look at this. One Shadow Strike and a couple of hits, I'm almost already halfway dead. My Hunters do what they can, hitting archers, hitting wisps, whatever. Second Shadow Strike here. Nice entangle here to get some space, try to get away. And just a milliseconds pause by Lawliet there kind of lets me get away. He does probably have Blink. I'm not sure if he's skilled it yet, if he wants to keep that open. No, he does have Blink skilled. I'm assuming. I don't think he has Fan Knives. That wouldn't make sense. So he probably could blink in to try and get the kill. But he actually doesn't see me, so he's not really sure exactly where my keeper is. Whereas I have Ultravision, so I know exactly where he is. Get the boots. Get away. And look at this. We're 5 minutes 41 seconds into the game, and I'm starting my tier 3. I'm a good way. I'm a good fair bit in on my tier 3 tech, and I have 2 lures constructing. This is very fast tier 3. Like what I did is, as soon as I hit tier 2, I start my tier 3 upgrade, and I put down 2 lures. So I'm kind of having my cake and eating it too, and I can afford this because I'm not going to get a second hero. Basically, I'm foregoing my second hero in a bid to get faster bears. And I'm also going to focus on upgrades. So I say no to a second hero so I can focus on getting fast, well upgraded bears. And also because if you have a solo hero, you get a bonus experience for everything you kill at tier 2 and tier 3. So basically I'm not going to try to creep anything until I'm tier 3. And by the time I'm tier 3 I'll start creeping and I'll get as much experience bonus as I can and try to get level 5. Now, this is really interesting because Lawliet scanned my base. He scanned my base and saw the tier 3 and the 2 lures before he was even done with his tech. And that's got to set off a lot of like red flags. So you've got to feel very far behind when you see something like that. So his reaction is to just run down right away with his archers, his warden, and get a Naga. Like Warden Naga might be the most aggressive thing he can do right now. He probably feels he needs to do damage, he needs to do something to kind of catch up in this game. That's why I think he picked the Naga, and that's why I think he's being aggressive now. But I'm doing my best to keep him away. I figure I don't really have a lot of Moonwells, so it's actually scary. He doesn't really see this yet. He doesn't see my base. He doesn't see that my Moonwells are dry. So he probably doesn't think he can take a fight there, but in reality he could. So I'm just doing my best to keep him away, just buy time. I just want to get my bears out. I want to get master upgrades. I want to get upgrades, all that good stuff. And Lawliet's very good with his control. He's splitting up his army well. Makes sure that he can try to get unit pickoffs or hero pickoffs by splitting his army, going with Warden on one way, Naga and archers on another. But I do my best to entangle the Warden to keep her away. But nice pincer move here from Lawliet. The archers are a bit too slow though. And I do have Shadow Meld, so I will force a scan from Lawliet. All those tiny things that always add up. Even if you know they're going to scan or have a dust, just make them use it. You might as well. And again, we keep on going with these pincer moves. He has the Naga and the Warden and the Archer. It splits them up quite well. And he does a really cool move here, I'm pretty sure. So my keeper does have boots, so he's pretty fast, but Lawliet anticipates. Look at this. He knows my keeper's running up here, so he's anticipating it. And he's staffing to this Moonwell with his Warden. Now, if I was running right up here, that'd be really bad for me, but instead I was kind of running above, but I do run into him. But a moment's hesitation here from Lawliet means I get away. But ultimately, none of this really matters. If I lose a level 1 keeper, I don't really care. I'm just buying time. I'm just running around, making him chase me. All this time is just time 1 for me, in my opinion. I don't mind if I lose my... I wouldn't even use my time portal if I had to. I would rather lose my hero. But I am tier 3 now, and I do have 1-1 upgrades, and this is the time to start creeping. So up until this point, I've just been purely harassing. I've had like harass mode set. But now I'm switching gears. I'm going into the creep mode, and I do get the most possible bonus experience with my solo hero. Look at how much experience I'm getting from just these small creeps at level 2. Meanwhile, Lawliet's kind of multitasking his Warden on the one hand and Nog on the other. Almost like a Blade Master Shadow Hunter kind of thing. He's almost using a Windwalk here with the Invisibility Potion to keep tabs on me, but at this point I don't care. I'm not going to do anything but creep and get upgrades, so I'm already getting my second armor upgrade. The ultimate goal here is to get 3/3 upgrades and a level 5 Keep of the Grove. Well, good thing I paused here, but yeah, so I want to get level 5 Keep of the Grove, 3/3 upgrades, level 3 aura, and just win a bear fight. Like, in my mind, this should be the best possible way to win a bear fight. If I can get ahead, get more bears, better upgrades, and level 3 aura. That's the plan, at least. But Lawliet, he knows he's behind, he knows he's still behind, and this is a beautiful move. He buys the the Sapper, and he plants it right between these two Moonwells, and then he's going to blink in instantly to make sure that I cannot react in time to repair them. So boom and blink, and he starts right-clicking them. So he's just doing everything he can to set me back, to buy time for himself, because he knows that if I push soon, and he has like a couple of archers and a dryad, not even master bears, then there's no way he can win. So he's doing the right thing, being annoying with the Warden. The Sapper was very nice. I'm even getting an Ancient Protector, which is almost futile, but this is like my anti-Zeppelin Ancient Protector. It's not really going to help that much, but this kind of shows that I'm already sensing that, oh, it's going to start laming. I'm probably going to Zeppelin drop me. And that's the last thing I want, because I know I'm going to win a straight-up fight. I want to take a straight-up fight as much as possible, because I have great upgrades. I'm going to get high-level aura. Just going to be very helpful. But at this point, Lawliet's just creeping along and keeping tabs on me with his Warden. He knows he's safe to creep. He knows he needs to buy more time. As much time as he can to get more bears out. I mean, the important thing for Lawliet here in buying time is that most people in Isle of Mirror will bank at 50 for quite a long time. So if I get to 50 food bears and he's not at 50 food bears, then he needs to buy time to get to 50 food so that we're both even and then we're both banking, for example. So he has a lot of motivation or incentive to just keep buying time and keep creeping. And I have incentive to keep creeping because I want to get that high-level aura. Perhaps it's a bit too greedy of me to just keep creeping. Like, I don't really need level 3 aura if I already have 2/2 upgrades and level 2 aura. I probably should have been more aggressive early on, as soon as I had Master Bears. But I really wanted to go for the full swing of the strategy, although it is impossible because of the Moonwell harass and the Wisp harass. I have to rebuild Wisps. I don't have enough wood. I have 64 wood right now, so I don't have the wood for 3/3 upgrades, unfortunately, but 2/2 is still pretty good, especially considering Lawliet has 0/0. I'm just gonna speed up a little bit. We're both just creeping. I'm not gonna get level 5 from this, but very close to. So from level 1, from almost 0 experience level 1, I crept my green, my laboratory, shop, gold mine, mercenary camp, gold mine, with just my hero on tier 3, and it's almost level 5 already. So it's a very nice bonus boost to the experience. And here we go. We have a Zeppelin for Lawliet. He's loading it up. He's going for my main, and I'm going for his main. Killing a Moonwell on the way. The Moonwell he built long ago to protect one Wisp is now fallen. And here's my nightmare. I go in, I attack, I'm level 5, I'm feeling great, but oh no, he's dropping me at the same time. So I have my level 3 aura, I have 2 upgrades, I have everything I need to win a fight, but there's not going to be a fight because we're both just dropping each other's main. Well, he's dropping my main, I'm just typing his main. And they're going down roughly equally. Like, the ideal situation here is that I kill his tree and town portal in time to save mine, or at least kill his tree and town portal in time to have the town portal go off even if the tree dies, because then I can just kind of camp my base and rebuild. But the worst possible situation is if both of the trees die before anyone can town portal. And although I do have a slight edge in killing this tree, it's not enough to town portal. So we both lose our mains. And you might ask, like, why not just town portal right away if you're ahead in army? And the reason is that if I town portal before his main dies and before my main dies, I town portal, he just loads up in his Zeppelin, he flies above the woods. And all of a sudden, he has like a huge edge in the game, I feel, because he's the one with the Zeppelin, he's the one close to me, he's the one keeping me back. And meanwhile, his main is kind of given a lot of space, a lot of breathing room. And I don't want to be in that situation, especially against a smart player like Lawliet. I don't want to be in that situation, so if he's going to kill my main, I'm going to kill his. I kind of accept the fact that it's going to be a kind of annoying base race game. Both sending our wisps as many as we can as far away as possible at the same time. But the interesting thing here is that I was at 50 food for quite a long time. I was banking, so I have some gold. I have more gold than Lawliet, but we both do have enough for a Tree of Life. But this is where we kind of go different paths. I will choose to build a Tree of Life, but Lawliet will not. He's instead going to invest in shops. So basically, I'm starting my Tree of Life over here in a kind of strange position. My thinking was that he's going to check all the kind of expected positions. Like, he's going to check like all the corners. He's going to check by the lab. You know, wherever's a sneaky position is where your opponent's going to check. But if I just build it here in the open, maybe that'll fool him. Maybe he's not going to check the open spot because nobody would build here. Meanwhile, Lawliet starts building a shop. And he has a lot of wisps. He has a lot of wisps to build even more shops, which is what he's going to do. And he's scouting with his wisps. He's spreading his wisps. He wants to make sure he finds me. And I'm doing the same thing with my huntresses and my Zeppelin. So I'm aware of his hunter's hall. I'm aware of this ancient war. I'm using my huntresses to scout, just as he's using his wisps to scout. And he also has a staff on his warden, so these wisps can serve multi-purposes. Like they can be staff targets. But this, I think, is a really interesting thing about this game, and probably the turning point, is the fact that Lawliet decides to go for the shop spam instead of the solid Tree of Life. A lot of people who cast this game or watch this game were kind of amazed at how I could eventually find all these buildings really quickly, but the main reason is because of the reveal mechanic in Warcraft. So if you lose your main, there's a timer that goes off, and if the timer goes down all the way, before you rebuild the main, all your buildings get revealed. There we go, revealing Lawliet. Now this was actually implemented, I think, a long time ago in Reign of Chaos. It was kind of popular for people to hide farms if they were losing, just to be an asshole. You would hide farms all over the map, and there's no way to find them except for tediously just looking around the map. So they put in the reveal feature. So if we look at my perspective here, as soon as he's revealed, I see this shop. I haven't scouted it, but I see it. I haven't scouted this, but I see it on my minimap. But I haven't been revealed because I built my Tree of Life. So my moon will down here. Lawliet does not know about it. So every building I have, my Ancient War down here, not revealed. And this is really kind of like really good for me, right? Because I see his buildings, he doesn't see mine. So I think it's definitely worth getting the Tree of Life in this situation rather than a bunch of shops, because getting revealed is just a huge deal if you're in a base race situation. And I also know I have a better army. I can defend my Tree of Life at any moment. I'm going to win any straight up fight, so I feel kind of confident right now. But unfortunately, my Scout Zeppelin just barely misses Lawliet's Zeppelin full of units. And he's going to come here for my tree. As soon as he realizes I'm by his shop, he drops down to my Tree of Life. I instantly town portal in here to try and defend it. And this fight will go my way very easily, partly because he has to target down my tree before he can start fighting, but also because of my upgrades, my Thorns Aura and my Entangling Roots. There's no counter to the roots right now. He doesn't have Abolish. There's no Wisps he can spare to remove these Entangling Roots. And if there's no Dispel, then Entangling Roots is probably one of the best spells in the game. And indeed there is no Dispel, so these bears are done for. Zeppelin comes in handy a lot as well to keep my Keeper the Grove alive, and then bears they can focus. So I win this fight decisively. And now more than ever, Lawliet realizes it's going to be pure base race from now on. He cannot take a fight, he cannot win a fight ever. So he's just scouting and trying to find my buildings. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm splitting up my army because I know my army is superior at this point. So even if I send 2 bears down, I can still win a fight up here with just 4 and my Keeper. And at this point, I sell items. I have items to sell. I do believe I could sell enough to build a Tree of Life, but at the same time, I don't want to really sell my boots or my Invulnerability Potion. I don't want to stupidly lose my hero. And I do know I do have a timer going now. I have a nice set of minutes before I get revealed, or seconds, whatever it is. So instead, I'm building shops. I'm resorting to the Lawliet tactic now, the shop spam. Meanwhile, sending bears to kill the buildings that I know are there. And again, he's building a Ancient of Wonders, and look at my vision, I see it. It's being revealed, so I see it being constructed, and I can send my bears down there. Very huge advantage to have that. He does intercept me though, casting Roar to get as much damage as possible to cancel that shop. Actually, it dies before getting cancelled, which is even better. And now I'm getting revealed, so this is the first moment in the game where I'm revealed, and it's almost over. So all this time I was not revealed, which is just a huge difference, and I think a lot of people don't really think about that aspect when they watch this game. This is pretty nice clutch Zeppelin save here. Just barely getting the rejuvenated bear in there. I can drop him here. Finally the Tree of Life comes out from Lawliet, but again, even if you build a Tree of Life when you're revealed, the actual tree will get revealed. It's just the buildings afterwards that won't get revealed. So once you're revealed, you're kind of screwed. There's no way to get not revealed, so to speak, even if you build a tree. And my Keeper just happens to go. So this building is the only building that wasn't revealed, because he did have a Tree of Life building. So this is just kind of luck, actually. This is just me stumbling upon this very final building and shooting it down. And there we go, GG. So a very strange game, very close. I only had 2 shops left myself there by the end, and I was revealed, so if I didn't find that shop when I found it, I very well could have lost that game. It's a very interesting game. I hope you guys enjoyed my kind of perspective on it, and my thoughts on why I made my choices and why he made his, and why the game kind of flowed the way it did. So if you have any constructive criticism or anything like that, I'd love to hear it. If I talked too much or too little, if it was too slow or too fast, or stuff like that. If you want to watch me commentate other people's games or my own games, if you enjoyed kind of my focus on thought processes and strategies and stuff like that, or if you want to have more of a shoutcasty feeling to it, I don't really know what people would prefer. This is just my first time trying it, so I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a best of 3, like I said, but the other 2 games of this series aren't really worth casting. I don't want to spoil them in case you want to look up the Dream League and or the Legends Cup and watch the replays for yourself, but they're not really worth it in my opinion. Not a very good best of 3 except for the very first game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then feel free to subscribe and follow me on Twitch and all that good stuff. So, goodbye for now. Thank you.